What seemed like was just going to be another week changed rapidly when the forecast had a major hurricane impacting the Panhandle. Residents had to make a quick decision to either evacuate or stay and prepare.
Around dinner time, there was one pizza place open and media from everywhere was there. And it seemed like besides the Weather Channel and us, everyone was staying inland. And on the TV screen, the Weather Channel uses our hotel that we're staying at as an explainer graphic, and that is when my heart fell into my stomach and I experienced the feeling adrenaline, which is an excited fear. I had a feeling that this storm had minimal factors inhibiting it from rapidly intensifying, so I retreated back to Tallahassee last second.
That is when I realized, okay, something that the models say is going to happen is not happening.
Just within 11 hours of making impact, Hurricane Michael exceeded the forecast models and strengthened to a strong Category 4 hurricane. On the morning of Wednesday, October 10th, Hurricane Michael beared down on the Panhandle. Over 100,000 people were evacuated, but some decided to stay and wait out the storm. As they witnessed houses being taken off their foundation and even floating by. Vic Michelucci and Joe Owens from WJXT stuck with the plan.
And that probably means the glass on the other side, which is beach facing, could be blown out. That is.
And when you stepped out in the wind, you could actually feel that rain hitting you, and it had a sting to it because this was just such a strong, powerful storm. Roofs being torn off.
Look, do you see that? That's the Jeep. Those are like windows or door. Oh, that's the tops, the T-top.
When Vic called me from the storm truck on Thursday, I immediately jumped in my car and drove back to Panama City Beach. The roads were closed for any traffic from I-10 to Panama City Beach, so I went up to a group of FPL trucks and asked them if I could follow them, saying I'm finishing an assignment, and they agreed to it. So I had a police escort and me following 8 FPL trucks in my Prius. We drove over 100 power lines and dodged a countless amount of trees.
Thursday morning, Mexico Beach was unrecognizable. There's a lot of misconceptions about storm surge, but if the waves are already at 5 feet and a hurricane brings a storm surge of more than 12 feet, then we are talking water levels over 17 feet, which can easily clear 2 stories of a house. This is what unfortunately Mexico Beach witnessed.
You just saw slabs where there used to be homes and businesses and other buildings there, and people that lost everything, and unfortunately we learned that people lost their lives there as well.
It's one of a kind. So kind to help anybody.
Trees going right through the houses. Now there is over 1,800 boots on the ground ready for assistance, for medical attention, to food, to most importantly water.
Anybody in here? Search and rescue.
Fire rescue.
Now here, this is Front Street. Surprisingly, the storm surge wasn't as bad here in Panama City Beach, but just a few miles inland, you really see the damages from homes to power lines, people trying to get service.
Well, I haven't seen or heard from my immediate family since the hurricane. My children are in one location, and I'm here trying to make sure nobody comes and loot, the little things that we do have left.
Jana told me that her and her 5 babies have minimal supplies and haven't had a meal in days. One of her babies was so hungry that he had minimal energy and was feeling lightheaded. Within 24 hours of returning to Tallahassee, between me and the Phi Kappa Tau fraternity, we raised over $1.1K. I cooked 8 crock pots of chili, hot dogs, and rice, and children would just flock to us as we drove from street to street handing out supplies. What got me the most was when the parents refused food, saying that they just want the children to be fed. I made sure to return to Jana and give her and her babies their first hot meal. It brought both of us to tears. I spoke with Dr. Henry Fielberg for his insight on the science behind the storm.
The Hurricane Center was always trying to balance the effects of shear, which would make the storm weaker, versus the fact that there was warm water in the area that would make the storm, stronger. And it turned out that shear did not have as much effect as was thought, and the storm just kept on intensifying. In the case of Michael, at the last few hours, it made a slight jag toward the west, which was great for Tallahassee, but it was horrible to the people around Mexico Beach.
I'm grateful to be learning from some of the best meteorological professors in the nation at Florida State University.